Marrti Mela, Gründer von lifelife. Herzlich willkommen.
Vielen Dank, Alex. Ja. So thanks so much, Alex and Jakob, Matthias, and Josephine, others for organizing this conference. And thanks for inviting me here. Alex asked me not to speak that much about my company, lifelife, but more about the corporate collaboration that I have also some bad and positive experiences with. So just a brief introduction to what we do is we are a rental asset management platform, software as a service solution from private landlords to family offices, private banking customers, and obviously we are also looking into continuing the pilots with institutional investors and making these deals happen in a shorter sales cycles, and that actually relates to the topic of my team. How can you survive as a startup when you're working with the corporates? Our goal is, just to briefly mention, is to reduce the administrative costs by 95% by automating as many tasks in the reletting and in the rent management or Mietverwaltung as possible. So then, the actual topic of the today. So, how do you want to make your life difficult? So I have good experience, two experiences actually. One of them is that start a business in Germany as a foreigner and learn by the hard way how things should not be done or how they should be done. The other thing is that start a business in a field that you don't have any kind of a network with, and then start from scratch, and then little by little start understanding how the system works, who are the companies, who are the asset managers, whom to talk to, who are the investors, what is the dynamic on the market. Then one aspect that I've learned is that the sales cycles in the real estate are extremely long, and now it doesn't matter how good your idea is, that if you run out of money before the potential customer says yes, so then that was the story of it. So it doesn't really matter how excited the customer is, it still takes at least 6 months before you even start a pilot with them. In many cases, it can still be way longer period of time. So some of my learnings here. One of them is that start with a certain assumption how the market functions, what are the customer needs, then actually engage with the customer, engage with the corporation who is way too big for you in the beginning, and then get their feedback, do pilots with them, and then you refine your ideas and your business model based on their actual needs, and at the same time try to go to Expo and MIPIM and other events and establish the trust so that they see you on the same floor, and then after half a year maybe you actually meet them again. So actually, based on the learnings, our actions were then to pivot our original business model, which was more of a brokerage model, into a SaaS platform, and then where we are now going is to really help asset management in also to reduce their recurring tasks and let the automation take care of those. One of the most important things here is the timing. It doesn't, as I mentioned, it doesn't matter how good your idea is if the market is not ready for it. So, 2014 in Expo Real, where I went for the first time, then nobody had even heard of the term PropTech. Then next year it was already a bit better. There was one startup pitch competition that I'm aware of. Last year there were already 8 PropTech events, and suddenly everybody was curious. What can startups actually do? How can they help us or corporations make decisions, more informed decisions, and do them faster and cheaper? Then this year I took part in the talk there, Deutsche Immobilien talk at Mitte, together with 1,600 brokers, and this was kind of the culmination point to me. To understand, okay, now the market starts to be right because the Wi-Fi password was digitalization. So now the brokers are also understanding that the market is changing. So then the other aspect about the right timing is that how do you synchronize your activities with the corporate timeline? This is something that we also learned that the timing is right when the corporation actually has developed a roadmap, and they say that we have now created this kind of a concept, and then you have a startup like us who says that actually we have implemented your concept. And then that's the moment then when positive things start to happen. Obviously also, if your prospect knows that the competitor is already doing something in this field, so suddenly there's more pressure for them also to change their business model maybe, or upgrade their way of doing things. Then there's the argument that we don't have, yeah, we really like what you're doing. We wish that we could actually start working together with you, but we don't have any resources. So obviously this can mean that, screw you, actually your idea sucks, but we just are politely saying no. But the other option is that they really just don't have resources. It's all the employees are working in with certain tasks, and it really takes them a long time before they can remove somehow to transfer the resources or the employees into the new tasks, for example, where working together with us would require. So my experience here is that you can also here be more open and say that if it's really about the resource, so let me be your resource. And actually, with one of our customers, they said, well, that's a fantastic idea, and that's actually how the collaboration started as well then. So basically me working as a consultant within the company and helping them take our technology into use. So I'll have one case here. Actually, this is from Finland, where I just flew today in the morning to meet you. And Alma Media is Axel Springer kind of a company of Finland. Obviously, you can, whatever happens in Finland, you can divide by 20. That tells about the scale of Germany versus Finland. But still, for us, it's a fantastic opening on the Nordic market. So Axel Springer is a media company with revenue roughly 350 million, and they do marketplaces and newspapers. They also have the leading housing marketplaces, one for Eigentumswohnungen and one for Mietwohnungen, among some other verticals. So what we started doing with Alma is actually amazing. This is like the biggest win for us so far. So we are now providing our technology as a white label solution for the rentals marketplace, meaning that the Finland's landlords, tenants, brokers, asset management companies soon as well, they are actually using our solution for automating the reletting processes and automating the rent management during the lifetime of the tenancy. And I'll have a couple of things to say here about the timeline. So what basically, how we ended up in this deal was that 2015 I contacted the SVPs of the company about potential investment. We started discussing, then they said no. Then obviously at that point, a no still felt really bad for me. I mean, nowadays I don't care if somebody says no, but then I took it personally. Then it took me a couple of months or maybe almost a year to have boldness to contact them again. And I said that actually we have this new business model that might be interesting for you. It wasn't. So that was the second no then. But then I've been speeding up kind of this boldness, when to contact them again. And then 2017, in February, only half a year, you can see in between anymore, I contacted them again and said that, hey, we have still refined our business model. Would this be interesting for you? And they said, hell yeah. We actually have everything planned as a concept together with one design thinking company that we have been using here to help us understand how the market is changing. It sounds like that you actually have a solution that works for us. And then in July, we already signed the pre-agreement and then started the collaboration a month ago with them, with the plan now that in the beginning of next year, the marketplace is actually using our technology then parallel to their existing technology that they are little by little then driving down. So thanks to our investors here, this has been possible really to do 2 pivots and to change the business model based on the customer needs and understand better how the market functions. And now finally it seems like that this is starting to bear fruit. Also in Germany things are happening really well. We are starting large-scale pilots with one of the biggest asset management companies here as well. So we are now seeing that this model of working as a SaaS platform actually is working, and then we can offer the white label solution to marketplaces and so on in order to acquire a new market extremely fast, focus on the technology, have the strong partner do the sales and marketing on our behalf. So I think we're still in the time frame of 15 minutes. Perfect. So basically that's about my presentation. So thanks so much for your interest, hopefully, and I'm happy to have a discussion with you offline after this as well.
Marrti, herzlichen Dank. Thank you very much. The key takeaway is sales cycles can kill.
Exactly, yes.
And this is kind of a wake-up call to all of you who work with PropTech entrepreneurs. Take that with you, and as long time periods may not feel long within a corporation, within a startup they do. Are there any questions, digitally or via microphone? Any more questions to Marrti? No, they're all exhausted. Thank you very much. We now come to a break. You can bear with me 1 minute. There's going to be a break now, and after an hour of break, exactly at 4:30, we're going to restart our session by a deep dive into Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and BIM. And we do this in the other room that you've seen this morning. So this session ends here. Thank you very much, and see you over there in 1 hour. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks so much, Alexander. Thanks.